Look at it. Proverbs chapter 16 from verse 29. A violent man enticeth his neighbor and leadeth him into the way that is not good. A violent man. Have you seen them? Violent guys. They recruit others into their violence, into their wickedness. A violent man enticeth his neighbor and leadeth him into the way that is not good. Your son used to be a good boy. Now he's a bad boy because he's following bad guys. And you wonder what happened. Look at it. Because he's a friend of that violent boy in the neighborhood. So now that other guy is leading him into the way that is not good. Why is that life like that? He tells you there's a principle of life. Look at the next verse. This violent guy, how he lives. He shutted his eyes to devise froward things. Now the word froward means to be habitually rebellious and opposed to authority or to good things. That's what it is to be froward. So he says, he shutted his eyes to devise froward things. He's just used to being wicked, rebellious, opposed to good things, opposed to authority. He's headstrong all the time. He has what the Bible calls a stony heart. So when he shuts his eyes, the Bible says he devises. That means he imagines. He imagines froward things, which means wickedness is in his heart, rebellion is in his heart. So, moving his lips when he talks, he brings evil to pass. Look at that. He says it starts from his heart, and his lips go in that direction. Moving his lips, he brings what? Evil to pass. Now, a few translations don't understand this metamorphosis of evil. So, they translate it with the wrong synonyms. And the translations become almost like senseless. But the King James gets it very, very clearly. It gives you the best rendering of the verse from the Hebrew. He shutted his eyes to devise froward things. Moving his lips, he bringeth evil to pass. I want you to look at it from the other side. What if you shut your eyes to devise positive things? Good things. When you move your lips, you bring what? Good things to pass. Because this is very consistent with the words of Jesus. As a man thinks, so is he. Jesus said something. He said, if you have, he says, a good tree bringeth forth what? Good fruits. An evil tree bringeth forth what? Evil fruits. Out of the abundance of the heart. Evil fruits. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So out of the abundance of your devising, your imagination, your meditation, you bring forth. So that's why we wrote the book, The Power of Your Mind. What you can use your mind to do. The good that you can bring into your life with the power of your mind. So much. Most people don't know that the mind is given to them as a tool. They just use their mind to think anything. Anything that comes to their mind, they just think. Something just passes them, they think. They think like this. Then they look at, they watch all kinds of videos on the internet, and all they can think about is what they watch. Then they think rubbish. What do you think your life would be out of the abundance of what you've been thinking? Is what you will bring forth. It can be better. Your life is the character of your thoughts. You're still out there? Okay. So, even in Genesis, when you read in Genesis chapter 1, the Bible says, the Spirit of God, there was darkness. The earth was without form and void. And the Spirit of God moved. It says the Spirit of God fluttered, brooded. That means that the Spirit of God was incubating. Have you ever seen a hen sitting over eggs to incubate until the eggs hatch out chickens? Without that incubation, it will not happen. So it says the Spirit of God fluttered over, brooded over Rahab to incubate over the earth. And then finally, God said, let there be light. That means he shut his eyes and devised what the earth should be like. All that creativity will begin to take place shortly in the next few verses. But